This episode of Another Great Day is brought to you by Mittens, socks for hands. It's Thursday, March 7th, 2024. I'm Chris, and Aaron is not here today, but that's okay. We're going to forge ahead. All right, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, this is Another Great Day podcast, where we have hopefully created an environment for interaction, creativity, and conversation. Now, I'm alone, so it's hard to do interaction besides with the computer here and the microphone. But you're there with me, kind of out there. We're going to have a delayed interaction through time and space where you hear the podcast. And then eventually, years from now, you make your own podcast. And then you talk about what I said today on March 7th, 2024. And then in that year, in 2027, or whatever year it is, I will listen to your podcast. And then years later, I'll respond to yours. It'll just be a long conversation. We'll just keep it going. All right. First quote. Sorry, we're doing something a little different. We're doing quotes. I'm doing a quote today. This is by Eleanor Roosevelt, former First Lady. Here it is. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. So think about this, all right? It takes as much energy to wish, kind of think and hope and wish for something, to kind of daydream. That much energy. So you're using your brain to imagine something you wish you could have. I wish for an ice cream cone right now. All that effort to think about it. That's the exact same amount of energy it takes to plan, to go do it. So you might think, how can I get ice cream? I plan to go to the store and buy some. So that is a saying, a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. And I'd like you to think about that in your life. Is there something you've wished but haven't set forth any plans to do? Well, instead of wishing, maybe start planning. All right, that's your discussion for the beginning of the episode. Take a moment, pause the show, talk about what things you might plan that you wished could happen. And that'll bring us to this day in history. Today is an interesting day. Let's have a look at this. March 7th, 2010, Kathryn Bigelow becomes the first woman to win an Academy Award for Best Director for her movie, The Hurt Locker. This is a very serious movie for adults. It's about an American bomb squad that disables explosives in Iraq. So before this, only 3 women had ever been nominated for Best Director for Oscar. Lena Wertmüller in 1975 and Jane Campion 1993. And Sofia Coppola 2003. So this is the first time a woman won the Oscars for Best Director. I know a little bit about video production, and I've been director on many random projects. I am in charge for a lot of the videos I do. In fact, sometimes I direct this podcast. Like right now, I am directing it, very much so by my brain, saying the words out loud and choosing which ones to say, and how to say it, and when to say it. And right now, we're going to say the next words. It is time for today's question of the day. The previous quote from earlier from Eleanor Roosevelt talked about how it's as easy to wish as it is to plan for something. Now, if you haven't already, here's the question. The first question was, what is something you could plan for? Here's the follow-up. That thing that you want to plan for, that you think, maybe I could do this. I could get that done, or I could achieve this. I could plan and make it happen. What would the end result of that be? If you plan to go get ice cream, the end result is an in your brain where you think, that was yummy. If you plan to maybe make something, I have a young friend of mine, he is a maker of woodwork items. He's got a laser cutter kind of thing, and he laser cuts stuff. He has to plan it out. He has to plan the signs, and then it has to get the wood cut correctly. He has to make sure all this is set up before he can hit go on the laser cutter. And then after it's all done, he has this cool thing, and he often sells the items. And so his plan, in a sense, is to make money. So through this work. So if you have a plan, what is it going to result in? What will it get you? What is the end outcome? There are also plans that could be not just for your own personal gain. You could do a plan that's outside of you. Like, I plan to clean up the kitchen or something, or put all the clothes away before someone else does, so they don't have to do it. And they get something out of it, not just something that I get myself. So what would you get from your plan if it all came out and you worked on it and did it? And there you go. All right, now we're going to check in with our dad joke correspondent on location, Dr. Wes McFall.
Hey there, fellas. Hey, so what bear is the most condescending? A panda. Have another great day.
Wes, thank you for that. That is hilarious. Panda. Got it. That'll bring us to today's word of wisdom. It's in Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 22. Here's the NLT version. It says, "The stingy try to get rich fast, unaware that loss will come to them." The Amplified version of the Bible says, "He who has an evil and envious eye hurries to be rich, and does not know that poverty will come upon him." So yes, this was directly tied into the beginning quote with Roosevelt, talking about, in her words, that it's easy enough to wish for things, as easy it is to plan for them. So my take on it, I was just looking for random quotes that kind of connected. And my connection to this get rich fast proverb was that you could not get rich fast, because planning takes a little bit of time. As much time as it takes to wish. But then, if you plan and you start doing the work, you will have better results. So, there you go. That is the end of the show. Let's hit that music, and we'll call it a day. Our mission here on Another Great Day is to encourage interaction, creativity, and conversation. If you want to rate and review us, you can. And if you want to share it, that'd be great. Most importantly, we hope that you make it another great day. We'll see you tomorrow.